Ball first and 10 at the 12-yard line of the Seahawks. Sean goes right, has a cutback lane, and he does. He's across the 20, the 25, 30, 35, 40. Here he goes. Are they going to catch him? 40, 35, 30. Touchdown, Seahawks! 12, they're bringing the trophy home. Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions. Holy catfish! Baldwin's going to throw back to Russell. He's got it! Touchdown! Seahawks! Are you kidding me?
Nobody's kidding you, Steve Rabel. It's your host, Kevin Porter, on Let's Hawk It Out.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Let's Hawk It Out, and let's go ahead and jump right on into this one. Your Seattle Seahawks fall to the San Francisco 49ers. 16-28. The San Francisco 49ers are now the number one seed within the NFC. The Seattle Seahawks, unfortunately, are barely looking in on the playoff race at this time here. It's not looking good if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan in terms of the postseason. Let's just be honest. Let's call it for what it is. We held it together there for a little bit with Drew Lock. It felt like I really do feel like we did come in just kind of much like last week, playing against the Cowboys, where we definitely gave it a good effort. Like, I don't want to come in here right off the bat slamming our boys. I want to give them credit where credit's due. They played hard. They played tough. I mean, obviously, DK Metcalf at the very end of the game almost causing a riot on the field. Normally I know we've talked about it in the past about how DK's antics have cost us, yards in games where it mattered. Well, by the time that went down on Sunday, it definitely didn't matter. We were not in contention to even come close to winning that game, even if we had scored that touchdown. So it's good to see that we have a little bit of life still on our team. Not everybody has given up, apparently. But with that being said, it was definitely another disappointing loss for your Seattle Seahawks. For the very first time under a Pete Carroll-led football team here in Seattle, they are 0-4. They're on a 4-game losing streak. That's never happened in his tenure here in Seattle. And that says a lot about Coach Carroll. Coach Carroll is an awesome coach. I have been very happy for the most part with his tenure here in Seattle. I know we talked about it last week about how I feel like we've been chasing the dragon ever since those Super Bowl years, which I still believe. But I mean, come on, dude. 10 seasons out of 13 seasons, we made the playoffs. That's off the top of my head, so I may be wrong on that statistic there. But I mean, most often than not, we're making the playoffs every single year, dude. So it does sting to see our team kind of fall flat as we have. I mean, we came into the season with pretty high hopes, honestly. I mean, maybe we overachieved a lot last year, even though that second half of the season last year wasn't anything to go home about. But this year, I thought, we were going to improve. I thought Gino had a chance to improve on, the comeback year that he had last year. Get a second year under his belt as the starter for the Seahawks. I mean, obviously, he was hurt yesterday. He couldn't even play yesterday. And let's go ahead and talk about Drew Lock here really quick. Drew Lock, taking a look at the statistics here. I mean, he went 22 for 31, 269 yards, averaged 8.7 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times for a loss of 15 yards, which, I mean, that is what it is. I mean, Brock Purdy got sacked 3 times and lost 14 yards. So, I mean, outside of like the yards and the average per, the yards per average, I mean, for the most part, Brock Purdy and Drew Lock kind of had very similar days here. I mean, Brock Purdy had 368 yards comparing against 269. So Drew Lock, I mean, is he the answer here in Seattle? I mean, a lot of people were wanting to see him play just to see what he could do. And, here he is coming in against, I believe, the second-ranked defense in the league. And he puts up decent numbers, I guess. I mean, those interceptions, I mean, there's a lot of there was definitely a potential for more interceptions than what was thrown, obviously. I mean, he had the 2 interceptions, but it could have been 3. Could have been 4, maybe. I don't know, man. DK basically got shut out today. He had the 1 touchdown, he had the 1 long pass, and that was about it. And that's why, at the end of the game, that's why I think he just let out a little bit of his frustration. But Drew Lock, man, I mean, again, I don't think him or Gino really are the answer for quarterback, going into next year. I mean, I'm already starting to look there, dude. I mean, I know we have both of them under contract. I know Pete Carroll is a loyal motherfucker. So odds of those guys coming back next season, it's definitely pretty high. And I know Pete Carroll, and again, I haven't listened to any of the post show interviews with Pete Carroll today. I tried recording this episode last night, but I couldn't find the words in regards to how I felt. I really did feel like I wanted to put some time in between, recording this episode and last night's game or yesterday afternoon's game. Again, like, do I want to come on here and I mean, our defense played well, I guess, like we gave up a lot of chunk plays, obviously, but man, I mean, at least until late in the game, it felt like we were contending. It felt like the game was within reach up until I believe around the fourth quarter or so. So I mean, it is what it is. We're just, as I said last week, dude, we're an average team at this point. I mean, our defense is very average. Our offense is very average. I don't know what else to say, guys. I mean, I know, again, we always want to try to be optimistic as we go into next week, playing Monday Night Football prime time against the Philadelphia Eagles, which hopefully should be a good game. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles are definitely on a losing streak at this point as well. So losing to the 49ers and the Cowboys last night, which, they dropped all the way down to the wild card spot. And the Cowboys, they're up there in leading the NFC East, the NFC East. So I don't know. I mean, do we have a chance to contend? I mean, every single week we have a chance to contend. Do I want to see our boys go out there and do well, win the game? Absolutely, especially since we're playing at home next week. I mean, I don't know though. I mean, I don't know. Even if we win out the next like 3 or 4 games, like it's just not gonna happen this year, unfortunately. I mean, maybe it proved me wrong, Seattle Seahawks. Prove me wrong. Show me that, I was completely inaccurate in regards to my observations of your guys' team there, but I'm just not feeling it right now, man. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. I liked yesterday's game more than I liked the Thanksgiving game against the 49ers. I felt like we really did come back, and again, we play good, but then we have really bad, moments where it's interceptions and can't get off the field can't get the ball down the field on a third down. I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing these little dink and dunk plays. And I get it, when it works, and it works really well. And I'm not saying you get rid of that play, but man, seeing Drew Lock go down the middle a couple times there and connecting, and you saw the tight ends get used more yesterday, I feel, than we have in the past here recently. And it was good. It was good to see those plays. And I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see our offense just switch it up. It's like run between a first and second down, and then we have to pass on a third down. That's not going to work. It's not going to win us games. And I really think, just right now, man, I really think they need to open. I mean, it's kind of like what we talked. I shouldn't say we talked about, this kind of predates our podcast, but when Russell Wilson was still playing and everybody's let Russ cook. And it's I don't know, man, something needs to change, dude. Something needs to change going into next year. And whether or not that's at the quarterback position, whether or not that's our offensive coordinator, Pete Carroll, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's time to hang it up at this point. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't want to come in here and again be negative towards the guy. I mean, I have nothing but respect for him, and definitely by all means a future Hall of Fame coach there. But are we at the tail end though? I mean, we have not been in a position to compete for the Super Bowl for a long time. Again, we've had very average teams, and I understand, going into this year, the potential was there. It really felt like out of all the years, I mean, we really could put it together. And maybe they just need one more year. Maybe this was just another learning year. Maybe Pete Carroll comes back next year, brings back Gino. We got everybody's still there, and maybe he proves all the naysayers wrong. Maybe he proves Kevin Porter wrong in this situation. I don't know, but all I know is that what we're doing right now is not going to put us in a position to win, unfortunately. And again, I'm no expert. I never played football a day in my life. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but these are just the feelings of a person that watches the Seattle Seahawks every single Sunday. And I want to see our team win. I want to be a contender. I don't want us to lose, man. I mean, that's kind of the Seattle formula, man. I mean, the Kraken are not playing that well this year. The Mariners sure did shit the bed last season. The Storm, they didn't play that well either. I don't even think they made the playoffs. Did they play? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of WNBA, but I do root for the Seattle Storm, though. I mean, you got the Huskies. Go Huskies! National championship playoffs coming up in a couple weeks. So maybe we'll definitely talk about that when that game goes down. But definitely rooting for the Huskies at this point here. But with that being said, I mean, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up, dude. There's not much else to say, dude. I mean, shout out. Let's go ahead and just bring up some names here. People that we may be able to at least shout out from yesterday. Julian Love, obviously, he had the interception along also with punching out the ball so we could get that fumble recovery. I really think Julian Love has just been a really great addition this year. I really feel like he's played his heart out, and I don't know who's going to the Pro Bowl this year, but I really think that Julian Love deserves it. I think he's had a Pro Bowl year, honestly. And outside that, I hope Witherspoon. I hope Witherspoon's okay. I know he kind of went down there on one of those plays. Again, I haven't heard any sort of updates or anything, which is kind of I was surprised. Speaking of injuries, Geno Smith going and not playing this as of yesterday. I had no idea. I haven't been listening to the radio the last couple of days, so I was very new news to me as I turned on the game yesterday. I was like, "Whoa, Drew Lock starting? Okay, I guess." So, but with that being said, though, man, let's go ahead and get out of here. Tyler Lockett, always the man. Bobby Wagner, love that dude so much. He continues to play at such a high level for us. So hopefully, again, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know, dude. Like, I'm willing to give Pete Carroll a chance next year. I want to see us do good, dude. I want to see Pete Carroll to be able to go off into the sunset with a Super Bowl win, dude. Like, that's what anybody wants. I want to see Geno Smith win a Super Bowl. I want to see us all win a Super Bowl, guys. But just I don't know, man. We're going into Monday Night Football next week, so I guess we should put our attention on the Philadelphia Eagles. And, again, historically, we always play pretty well in prime time. So, again, notwithstanding the last two primetime games, which, dude, that Cowboys game was so in reach. That totally should have been a game that we won, but unfortunately we didn't. And here we are again this week, not winning also. So let's get this losing streak behind us. Maybe try to, finish off the season, beat the Eagles, beat the Cardinals, beat the fucking Steelers. Yeah, I guess that's really all I got to say, guys. Yeah, so next episode will drop most likely Tuesday, if not maybe Monday night, depending on how we feel, depending how the game goes. If it's a good game, we may go live. Thanks to everybody who shouted us out last week. We went live for our very first time on YouTube, and that was an experience. I need to play around more with it, dude. I need to be able to do an intro. I need to be able to TD some stuff in there, so that way we play the intro beforehand, play some outro music. I don't know, dude. I need to get a bit better. It needs to be a little bit better of a production before we move forward on that. But here we are, back to our pre-recorded episodes. But with that being said, though, yeah, drop us a like, drop us a subscription. Hey man, we only got 5 subscriptions on this damn fucking YouTube page, dude. I may have to start uploading this shit on my own personal YouTube page again. Maybe we can at least get some viewers on there. But share it with your friends. Let's talk it out, dude. Always, as always. And again, let's talk it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Can you win a game in the first quarter? No!